Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a stream starting soon, beginning of season stream. This upcoming season will have us looking at 3 games, one of which is from perhaps one of my favorite franchises. Can you guess which one it is? Following along the last few seasons we have made, this is part of a bigger homage to Xenoalice, I would say. Seeing as right now we have a couple of recordings for it, but have been thoroughly unable to back them up without having some material in between, mostly for aesthetic purposes, but I believe it is paying off because the seasons manage to look better if there is some content in between, thus giving them the proper aesthetics and added value, added content that they deserve, in my opinion. It's much easier to just skip through some content if it looks like it's the same as another, but I believe it is more refreshing and more enticing if there is some other images in between. Well, without further ado, I will leave you with 3 games in this upcoming season that we here hope that you enjoy. One of them, as mentioned, is from one of my favorite franchises. It has spanned throughout manga novels and anime, which is the one that I first got in touch with, and video games, along with other platforms that I may or may not be aware of, like music, I don't know. But those are like basically the 3 main ones, I suppose. Hosted and done by Bandai Namco, I believe I may already be lowering the amount of possibilities, so I will guess that to be a fairly big amount of hints. What else? Well, it has had games on many platforms, not just the one that we will be playing, which is on the computer, but also there has been many other different games in different platforms I've mentioned. What else? I don't think I can give any more hints without giving the answer. Fantasy setting? And I guess that's about it. I probably have given out not that many hints in as with the previous season that we did Dragon Ball. The description fits both more or less, but this time it's not Dragon Ball. It's one of my even more favorite franchises. The second game is a fairly unknown one. I believe it is somewhat new. I found it while skimming through the Steam page, if I recall correctly. And, well, it's kind of hard to give a hint for it. I would say it's similar to Tibia, both in gameplay and graphics, and it follows along with some of NetHack style of gameplay. Well, it is a fairly unknown game, I would say. I have no idea. I've never seen it being played before, but I don't visit that many channels. I didn't even visit the page, the Twitch page, to see how much it was played, but I definitely recommend watching it. It is a very fun game and a very fun concept, a very interesting concept. It is, to give a hint, it is a concept that gets done online fairly often, especially these past days, well, a couple of years already, but it is a concept that has grown in popularity fairly recently. And the third game is also, I believe it's more or less unknown, even though it spawned a second part, which is the way that I found it, by it being played on a channel of a Russian streamer that I have followed. She was playing the second iteration of the game, which looked very good, but it's a little heavy on the hard drive, so since we don't have that much available space, I decided to go for the first one, which is also pretty good, at least for us in the little parts that we played. It looked pretty good, so definitely another recommendation of mine. The game, it said, well, I don't think I can give out. I don't think there are that many related to that setting, so if I say it, I probably will already give out the answer, but I guess otherwise I will be not giving enough of a hint. The setting is set on the Wild West, the old Western kind of movies, which is also what we're hoping to bring here. We're hoping to bring as much of a cinematographic experience as we can, true to its source material, kind of. Of course, its source material is actually, was actually, according to sources, because I was never there, a fairly brutal scenario with a lot of death and killing, and well, maybe that's where its name derives from, but still not something that was easy or amiable or even enjoyable, I would say. But thanks to the magic of video games, now we can enjoy it, and I hope that we are not bringing as much carnage, death and despair as it actually as its source material actually seemed to have done, or must have done, according to descriptions of it. But I guess that applies for about everything or anything that is done in video games, because after all, what video game doesn't portray, at the very least, some sort of violence or pain? With this fun and cheery note, we will now leave you with our season in question. Hopefully that it is of your liking, because in spite of how bad life can get and turn out to be, well, I don't know, we still try to do the best to do something out of it, something good out of it. So hopefully it is of your liking, and we will see each other in the season itself. We will talk on another occasion. It will be until then. Bye.